let's tie Rene Harrop's CDC Biot Thorax done. We start here with a Tiemco 100 hook and Uni 17-aught white thread. Lay down a base of thread across the shank and bring it to just above the barb of the hook. I'm going to create a little bubble of thread back there. That's so that my coquelicon will flare and spread. And the reason for letting it splay out like that is to give it more surface area and more support for the fly. Now this coquelicon, we want to be about the length of the shank of the fly or about the length of the abdomen. I like this coquelicon stuff a lot. You'll see me use it all the time. We're looking at about 6 to 8 fibers. It's translucent, it's stiff, and it's got a little shimmy to it, and some of it's got some natural barring in it that's just gorgeous. Now this is actually from the saddle, not from the hen. See how I get that little splay? That's what I'm looking for. Gives me more support for my fly. And bring it up into the thorax area. Trim it off. Now I've got this olive goose biot that I've been sucking on to moisten it up so it won't crack. And it's just much more supple when I tie it in. So we tie it in by the tip, and I've got the notch facing to the back to get a smooth body versus this that little fuzzy rim that'll appear. And take my goose biot and my good hackle pliers and wrap with overlapping concentric wraps. Once again, to keep those fuzzies away. Now, if I wanted to, I'd turn it the other way, and that would give me more of a nymph body. But this is obviously this is a dry fly. So wrap it with overlapping. Beautiful segmentation. And it tapers because it's thicker the material. So you don't have to do anything with the thread underneath. Now I stopped right into the thorax area. And that's where my post is going to be made out of CDC. Now you got to I don't put any pressure on the biot. I just use the weight of the hackle pliers to put the tension on. Tie it down a little bit better. Now I've got a pair of light dun CDC feathers. I'm matching up the tips. And I'm looking at it, it should be just about the length of the shank of the body, maybe just a little less, mainly so that it doesn't tip over. I'm just trying to match up the tips well. You can see that in the background. And get up all the fibers bunched up to the front. I got a loose looping wrap, and then I tag it down. Then I start pulling it down harder. Now I don't like the position, so I'm going to unwrap it and reposition it. And also the length I didn't like. Once again, 4 wraps, and then bring it up underneath. Push that back. Now I wrapped in front of it and pushed it back to give it a more so it stands up. Now I like these nippers because it can take it right down into that bundle and trim it off really nicely. Now just to make it a bit easier for myself working with the CDC, I've taken some hand sanitizer actually, and it's alcohol based, so I also know it's going to evaporate pretty quick. But it lets me gather all those CDC fibers together and make it easier for me to tie. Now I'm going to take a few wraps around the CDC to create a post for my hackle, and also to get just to bundle up my post. Now I'm tying it so that the post stays upright. Now later, that'll fluff out again as soon as that alcohol-based hand sanitizer disappears. Now I'm going to take a piece of grizzly hackle, and I stripped off quite a bit of the barbs, and that's so that I can tie it in, and my first wrap is just the stem of the hackle. Now tie it in, and I want to get some dubbing, olive yellow dubbing, for my thorax area. And my goal with the dubbing is to get about a thickness or width of about twice the size of the abdomen. And just take your time, put a little bit of dubbing on, just a few fibers at a time. A little excess dubbing, and just trim off. You just shape the thorax a little bit better. And just to lock it off so nothing comes apart while I'm trying to wrap my hackle on. And take my hackle, I want to place 2 wraps of hackle with the shiny side front facing forward. So 2 wraps behind the wing, and then a couple wraps in front. And then tie off my hackle. Trim off, and then whip finish. Now you can see my CDC is drying up pretty good. It gives me a beautiful post. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut the fibers even across right at the point. And then I'm going to go back into that notch and create a deeper notch by cutting those fibers right in that area. Now I'm just picking out little things that I don't like about the fly and trimming pieces off. just coloring up that white thread for the head. And once again, this is Rene Harrop, CDC Biot Thorax done.